to my channel, and you can tell by the title of this video that I will be doing a full face using ColourPop items. I just want to see how all of their products work together with each other. So if you want to see how I create a full face using ColourPop products, definitely keep watching this video. The ColourPop primer, it comes in this box. It's called the All-Star Matte Plus Blur Primer. It is 0.88 ounces. It comes in this tube. And I'm just gonna add the primer to my face. Oh, it is squirting. Okay. And in case you're wondering, I did go ahead and do my brows off camera. I did also use a ColourPop product. It is the ColourPop brow pencil in black and brown. I also primed my just my brow bone, just as I did my brows, with the ColourPop No Filter concealer in the shade Dark 30. So now that the face is all primed, I'm just going to read what it says on the back of the box. We've bottled up a selfie filter to give you perfect looking skin that stays matte all day. This pore minimizing, line blurring, skin perfecting primer is formulated with rose and chamomile extracts to give you the perfect canvas. The directions say to apply a thin layer over moisturized skin, allow it to set for a minute, and apply your fave foundation. So for foundation today, I will be using my ColourPop No Filter foundation in Dark 170. Use my ColourPop primer, not primer, concealer. And I'm going to be using two. I like my concealer a little bit light, so I'm using Dark 42. Set under my eyes, I'm going to use the ColourPop No Filter Pressed Powder. And this is the powder, and I'm going to use the shade Dark, Deep Dark. And to set the rest of my face, I'll be using the ColourPop setting powder. This is the loose setting powder, and this is in medium deep. Off the excess, I'm going to use the same powder brush. I actually like the ColourPop setting powder on my forehead, so that's definitely a go. Now for the eyes, I'm just going to leave the face alone for a while, let all of that set, and then we can go in with the eyes. So for my eyes, I'm going to use the Dark 42 concealer. Extra product in the cap, it's not much, but I'll use that just to set my lids. So when ColourPop first started a few years ago, I started buying some of their Super Shock shadows, and I'm just going to use some of them just to, because I have the Semi-Precious palette, this one, and this palette is all shimmers, so I need some mattes in my crease. So the first shade that I'm gonna go in with is the shade Melrose. So I am just blending out this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Melrose. It comes in a little pot like this, and it's a very soft, squishy eyeshadow, but you need to be careful with it because you can't leave them open. You have to, once you're done, just close it up or else they will dry out. So now we have Melrose blended out in our crease, and I'm gonna close that up. And just to deepen it up, I'm gonna go in with this other Super Shock Shadow, and this one is in this shade Central Perk, and it's a very deep wine shade, I guess you can say, almost purple. It looks like this. I hope the camera is picking it up and you can get a good representation of the color, but I hope that it pays off on my crease. So just to deepen it up, I'm going in with my Morphe 433 brush. And I'm just going to start on the outer portion and just work my way in. I'm not going to bring it all the way in, just on the outer V. I'm gonna use the Semi Precious palette. I believe I got this in my BoxyCharm. And I'm going to use this maroon shade. It's called So I'm gonna go in with my Morphe 209 brush. And I'm gonna get a little bit of that on my brush. And I'm not gonna cut, I'm just gonna let the shaft, ooh. Wow. Do y'all see that? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be honest, I've had this palette for months. And this is my very first time using this palette. I don't know if you can tell, but this palette is untouched. And I'm just going in with it. I really love this maroon shade. And I'm just blending it over so it can blend in with Central Perk. And I'm just gonna bring it up just a little bit. I'm gonna leave the links to all of these products that I use in this video down below, because you may want to pick up this palette. This palette is really, really pretty. I really underestimated this palette. I'm going to use this shade here, which is called Up in Atom, A-T-O-M, Up in Atom. I so underestimated ColourPop's shadows. I'm gonna have to start using this palette. I'm gonna go back in with the MAC 224 that I use for Melrose. And I'm just gonna blend out the crease, get everything all blended together so that there's no harsh lines. Whatever's on the brush is what it will be. Okay, that's all blended. So this is the eye look. I'm gonna go off camera, do my liner and add some lashes, and then I'll come back and do blush, highlight, So I added wing liner and lashes, and I actually saved the packaging this time. These are a new set of lashes. These are the Vegas Nay Classic Charm lashes. They look like this, of the Melrose shade on my bottom lash line. And I'm just using a small smudger brush. This is a Morphe 508. I kind of like these lashes. They're not, you know, nothing too much. I wanted to keep the eyelid look very simple. So that's what these lashes do for me. So I don't have any of the ColourPop blushes just because I'm not sure what shade I would need from them. So I actually have a strobing kit from them that I bought about, I would say 2 or 3 years ago. It came in this package, and it came with three cheek products and 3 lippy sticks. And they came in this package here. The lippy sticks was down here, and the 3 cheek products was up there. And the one that I am using, and as just for your reference, that set is no longer available. That was a few years ago, but I didn't have anything to put on my cheeks, so this is what I had to go with. So I am using the one from that kit, and this is called Strike. And it looks very similar to a blush color, and it's very similar to my lid shade. So I'm just going to go in with my blush brush that I always use, the Morphe E4. And I'm just going to get a little bit on the brush and add it to my cheeks. I guess I'll use K-Pop, and this is a highlighter. It's a gold highlighter. It looks like this. And most of their products that come in these pots are cream based. So I'm just gonna go with my highlighter fan brush that I always use, and just gonna swirl it into the product. And look at that. This is so pretty. I was gonna go over it with a lighter shade, but this is fine on its own. It makes my skin look really glowy and dewy. So I'm just gonna add some on my upper lip, down the bridge of my nose, on the tip. And this highlighter, it's very, very soft. Like, it's really like squishy and melting as I touch it. Okay, and I'm gonna take a little bit on my finger and just add it to my brow bone. Then I'll go back in with the MAC 224 just to blend out the highlighter. And let's see. For lips, I think I'm going to use the ColourPop lip pencil in Pitch. And for my lip shade today, I'm going to use the ColourPop and Ellery collection. This one is in the shade Sassy. This liquid lipstick is a ultra matte, so it dries down very, very matte, which I personally don't mind. But, you know, some people don't like super dry lips. You can just go over it with a lip gloss. So the last but not least, I'm going to set my face with the ColourPop All-Star Setting Spray, which I did mention is 4 fluid ounces. As sort of a, I don't know what type of smell it is, more of like a fruity, more citrus smell, but it doesn't smell bad. So I'm gonna let this dry down and let my hair down, and I'll come back and give my final opinion on these products. So this is the final look using a full face of ColourPop. A few hours since I applied all of my makeup, and I'm still very dewy yet matte. So I don't look super oily. I do get oily in my T-zone, but I haven't noticed any oils producing yet. Just maybe here on my cheek. But that's typical, nothing really bad. It's just typical makeup on what you would expect. So that is my final thoughts on using a full face of ColourPop products. Also, in specifically reviewing the ColourPop setting spray as well as the primer. I'm kind of disappointed in the primer because I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but I believe maybe a little bit goes a long way. I don't know. But I just use a little bit of product, and let's just hope that it lasts me. So I just reviewed these 2 products. I guess I would have to continue using them a little bit more before I can say whether I would like them or not. But so far as it setting my makeup and with it, you know, with priming my face, so far, appreciate you all for watching. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. I hope that you subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button, and also be sure to click the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload videos in the future. I appreciate you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.